Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to Tyranny. It's a classic RPG in the style of Baldur's Gate and Icewind Dale and Divinity Original Sin, where the war is over, evil is won, everybody's a dick, especially me. Anyway, oh my god. Alright, so we've got story mode, minimal micromanagement, forgives mistakes in combat, there's penalty to stats, companion combat AI is enabled. Hard. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna throw this on normal and we'll go from there. There's also like expert mode, but I think staying on normal is a good idea. I think it can also change the difficulty as I go along. So I like Obsidian games. I played a fair bit of Pillars of Eternity, but I got stuck mainly because playing it kind of turned people away from my channel. I was playing it at a relatively tender time as far as everything went, and like my streams would go from 40 people to 10. And so I had to stop. But I want to give it another go. Mainly, well, not Pillars of Eternity another go. I'd love to give Pillars of Eternity another go. But I'd like to give Tyranny another shot just to see how things turn out and so on and so forth. Game looks awesome. Looks interesting. And the idea of being the villain? All right, I can get behind that. I can be kind of interested in the idea of a game where I am the dick. That came out really weird. It's also taken a while, so you know what? Let's cut ahead to when things are happening.
For over 400 years, the armies of Kairos the Overlord have swept across the known world. All who stood against them fell before their might. Even the Archons, women and men of immense power, were forced to kneel, chained to the Overlord's will. Now Kairos' final conquest has come to our corner of the world. And two of the Overlord's armies compete for the honor of taking our lands. The elite disfavored, and the teeming horde of the Scarlet Chorus. The voices of Nerat, spymaster and archon of secrets, guides the fierce and undisciplined masses of the Scarlet Chorus. With each battle, the Scarlet Chorus grows stronger, as the defeated are given a simple choice. Serve or die. Graven Ash, Archon of War and the Overlord's most loyal general, leads the disfavored. Though small in number, Kairos' ironclad legion has never met true defeat in open battle. Watching over the two generals is Tunon, the Adjudicator, Archon of Justice, eldest of Kairos' minions. Tunon brings Kairos' laws to newly conquered lands, aided by the Fatebinders, judges and executioners of the Overlord's laws. You were among the youngest of the court of Fatebinders when Kairos' armies came to our lands. How could we have known that the fate of thousands would rest in your hands?
Huh. Nice style, very geometric. Okay, so I can be laggy, apparently. Oof. Okay. This game was made in Unity, and it's showing a little bit. It's interesting how thick the torsos are. Usually games cut them off right there. Oh wait, maybe it's the body type we're looking at. Yeah, it probably is. Wow, this takes a while to load. Yep. All right, that's much thinner. What's the last one? That seems reasonable. Probably going to be playing a dude for this one, as I am wont to do. Let's see, do we want to do this? Beefy McBeeferson, or kind of... What's the difference? Tall and thinner? Yeah, okay. So, let's either be like a regular dude... No, let's be a beefy dude. I don't know what to do with this. Let's go with this type of skin. Okay, so we have face and hair. Ooh, Okay, so we've got some options here. I gotta dig the style. It's like the good kind of low poly, which I appreciate. Why is my face stupid? Does my face change based on these? The answer is no. Oh, face and hair. Okay, let's start with face. Let's find something that we dig. I kind of like the first one. He does not look impressed with your shit. Honestly, right now it kind of looks like a business mogul. I might have to change that hair a little bit. Let's check beards first. Oh good, they got plenty of beards. Mutton chops. I'm usually a big fan of the full beard. We could go with the Stark. It's maybe a little bit more than the Stark. Maybe that's more of the Stark. Now, hair color. Do we want to be red? Do we want to be blonde? Do we want it to be gray? Let's go blonde, I think. It works. But, or anything. What about, like, the browns and grays? I mean, like, some of these are kind of okay. Straight black looks kind of nice, but I think we're gonna go with a blonde dude. What voice do we have?
On the lookout.
Male sneaky.
See that? To battle!
Male noble.
You learn something every day. This will be fun.
Okay, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, let's go back to hair, though. Let's see if we can find something that fits that a little bit more. I do like the idea of the like, businessman person. I am here to do business, not war. Okay, like, I like this. Do we want to go... Do we want to go mutton chops? Shell's looking at me badly. Yeah, let's go with this. I think this works. Do we want to do gray? Like, we could do the aging wizard. Nah, let's stick blonde. And, ooh, tattoos. Okay. Digging these. I miss it when RPGs had tattoos where you could actually, like, ooh. Looks like he can run fast. That's kind of nice. I don't know, every once in a while you come across an RPG where the character can have, like, a tattoo. And it actively, like, enhances their stats. And I always think that's kind of a neat style. What's this one? Starbursts. Around the hands. Snakes around the legs. Snakes on the legs! I'm kind of leaning for the tree on the arms, maybe. Or these. This is a little bit cyberpunky, maybe. Where is the tree? Okay, let's do red. Red and purple. Because, like, we have stuff like this, but it looks a little weird. I don't feel like having a tattoo on the face. That doesn't look terrible. Never mind the weird cephalopod squiddy thing. I'm down with that. Let's go black and purple. If I'm gonna be making an evil dude, we might as well have him be relatively kind of evil looking. Unfortunately, we're a little bit limited on facial hair that matches who we are and what we do. Man, they could have at least had one of these guys kind of match. I mean, we've got this guy. Really? I wonder if I can switch it in custom. Doesn't look like it. Well, this is unfortunate. That guy looks great. Come on, if you're gonna give us... Alright, we'll just go with this one because it's the closest freaking one that we can get. Alright, next. Alright, how do we join Kairos' army? War Mage. Let's see. Tune on the Adjudicator, came to the barracks, lay claim to your life, seeing as you're too valuable... Crucible of Battle. You know, let's go War Mage. I don't do wizards that often, but I feel wizardy. Alright, trained in the combat spell of... Let's see, if we got the Cephalopod... Atrophy. Oh, hello. Atrophy spells. Sapping their might and vitality. Freezing people. Shocking people. What do we want to do? Do we want to do Palpatine? Ooh. Charged Fist. Mages skilled in shock magic can frequently interrupt their enemies. preventing them from executing their attacks. What do we want to do? Freeze? Or... I'm leaning for... I'm leaning for either Frost or Shock. I think we'll go Frost. Just because it's a little bit more helpful. Okay, oh, this will change what we look like. Nope, it only changes mildly. Alright, what else do we got here? Unarmed attacks. That's interesting. Makes us look really goofy, though. Some of these look kind of okay. Let's go Frost. What's number 2? Oh, primary expertise and then secondary expertise. Okay, so let's do Frost and let's do Atrophy. A little bit of damage, a little bit of debuff. And keep going. Okay, Banner. We have a lot of options here. Actually, I'm leaning for this one. That looks kind of cool. Nope, never mind. That one looks better. Okay, and then we want it to be... can I do, like, dark blue with orange? There we go. That's some Wanderbot colors. Alright, character colors. And I do the same thing. Dark blue with orange. Orange with dark blue. The problem is the orange is kind of one of those, like, crappy burnt oranges. Which, I mean, it's kind of the burnt orange I'm looking for, but it's a little bit more brown than I'd like. Or we could go like black and red, or let's go black and purple and match. Let's see. Yeah, let's do black and purple. Yeah, let's match our tattoo. A little bit more than the Wanderbot thing. Let's make everything match my tattoo. Screw it. Okay, what is our name going to be? It's going to be Dude, obviously. Never isn't. It never is anything else. Okay, so we've got Resolve. Ability to endure physical and mental challenges. Resolve is the primary attribute to derive endurance, will, and magic defenses. Increases the durations of afflictions applied by the character. Okay, so it's Vitality. Health, will defense. How often we can use their abilities and spells. Okay, so each point decreases my cooldowns a little bit. Let's see, Finesse. Accuracy, attacks, and spells. Or an armor, wits. Spell strength. And then might. Is physical. Accuracy, maybe? I'm not sure if accuracy is going to be that useful, but a 10% reduction to spell cooldown could be kind of handy. Oh, I can decrease my other stats. I'm not going to mess with finesse. I'll take the extra 2 points, and do we want more into those? More into spell cooldown? The problem is looking at it now, maybe it would have been better. Oh, wait. Frost and Atrophy. Oh, I see. Endurance and will. What's this? Health and will defense. Let's go for that distribution. A little bit on the weak physical side, but this is okay. Alright, so Magic Staff determines the effectiveness of attacks using a Magic Staff. Higher skill values, more accurate attacks, increasing... Okay, there we go. Dodge. Lore. Determines ability to decipher information. I got 20 points I can throw in here. We've also got Control Atrophy. Hits and crits. Let's get these up. Magic Staff ain't bad. We've also got, like, Lore, Aesthetic, Subterfuge. Most of these are kind of useless to me. Which actually kind of convenient. Not sure about Athletics. What's Lore do? Ability to decipher information, put together clues, fragments of information, skills critical for magical users, runes, power their spells. Yeah, I'm gonna throw a ton of points into Lore. Looks like 50 is kind of the maximum there. And I'll put 1 in there and 1 in test athletics. I don't know if it's actually that useful, but I like things being even. Okay, so Conquest will allow you to play through Kairos' Conquest of the Tiers, choosing how your character is involved in the invasion. Yeah, that sounds cool to me. It's probably also the tutorial. So this is gonna let less affect.
All the world has fallen to Kairos, and now the Overlord's eye is on the Tiers, our home, the last corner of the world free of Kairos' reign. 2 armies, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, march south from the Northern Empire, the last realm to fall to Kairos a century prior. In the early days of 428, Kairos' armies arrive at the Gates of Judgment, the mountainous border that we Tiersmen so long believed unassailable. Unable to agree on a unified plan of defense, the various leaders of the Tiers sit and wait for each other to deal with the conquerors, until it's too late.
Unfortunately, I don't think this game is voice acted beyond, like, narration, so I think I'm gonna have to be reading all of this out, so get used to hearing my voice a lot. I don't think I'm gonna be voice acting for this campaign just because there's too many people and too many words. Anyway, during the Conquest, you will determine your character's actions during Kairos' invasion of the Tiers, shaping the world through which you will adventure through the course of the game. Each choice you make affects your character and how major factions of the Tiers respond to you. Your decisions matter. Choose wisely. Okay, year 1. Oh, so it's just, we're just going to be picking. We're not actually, like, interacting here. Okay, Bastard City. The Bastard City stood on the northern border of the Kairos' Empire and the Tiers, built upon a natural harbor at the crossroads between the realms. The city was a nexus of commerce. To the Tiers, it was the center of all wealth. To a northerner, it was little more than a backwater trading post. Its symbolic status as a gateway to the continent made it a natural first target in Kairos' military conquest. Circumstances were ideal for you to prove your worth as a soldier in Kairos' armies. Taking the city would send a message to the rest of the Tiers. Kairos' will is insurmountable. Okay. Select a token on the map to begin. So we can infiltrate. Send our forces to prepare the way. Or Gates of Judgment. The first major engagement of the war, Kairos' armies crossed the mountain of the foothold. I like Gates of Judgment a little bit better. Okay. The armies of Kairos took the battle to the Gates of Judgment, trumpeting the opening call of the conquest of the Tiers. The 2 armies fought, their distinctive sense of order and chaos to the... brought their distinctive sense of order and chaos to the assault. You went to battle alongside the army whose approach best suited your strengths. Chaos or order? Let's go... let's see. You rushed with the chaotic mass of the Scarlet Chorus, flanked the Bastard City's army, and drove them to flee. Okay, so we actually have, like, a crazy amount of lore anytime we come across one of these things. Okay. Yeah, let's go with the Scarlet Chorus. More or less, it's like your standard, you fight for your position and stuff like that. Maybe? I don't know. The one thing is I did like the, I don't like the design of the guy. Let's see. So we want... let's see. You advanced on the mercenary army, purchased by the nobles of the Bastard City. Legion wanted to send a message to the Tiers. Supports the superior breeding and disciplined training would win the day. What do we want to do? Do we want to be like a crazy murderer or a genetic purity kind of guy? Let's go. I don't know. I'm leaning orders all of a sudden. Okay, so the Bastard City learned too late that a military is earned, never bought. The mercenary army quickly found themselves outclassed by the superior tactics and formation of the disfavored. Those few who lived to the end of the battle were rounded up, the weak executed, and the strong enslaved to haul the army's wagons in the journey south. Okay, so next up we've got to judge the enemy. Decided to face the enemy's soldiers captured in battle, or feeding the host. Face them captured in battle. So, the soldiers of the Tiers fell by the hundreds, and Kairos' armies could not agree on how to handle what few survivors they dragged back to camp. Befitting your role, the commanders turned to you to decide the fate of those who occupied prison pens. There were only enough prisoners to support the plan of a single army. So, we needed slaves to haul haul our gear, dig latrines, keep their pallets warm at night. You consigned the survivors of battle to their subservient role, or join the army or die. Do we want slaves or conscripts? I've been going for 20 minutes. I haven't even actually seen the game yet. Let's keep going in order with this one. I think I'm just going to be an establishment kind of guy. Wounded and demoralized by the prior defeat, the soldiers of the Tiers put up minimal resistance to their new status in Kyrus' army. The disfavored enjoyed the luxury of putting others to work, but didn't allow themselves to grow soft, turning away from menial duties and instead focusing on a rigorous training regimen that left them alert and eager for combat. You gave the Tiers slaves their first assignment, digging a mass grave outside of the Gates of Judgment, where a cloud of flies marked the passage of Kyrus' army. Okay, taking the Bastard City. The armies of Kyrus amassed around the Bastard City, the first bastion of the Tiers to fall. Both armies longed to storm the walled outpost, the Scarlet Chorus howling for plunder and the disfavored forming an unbreakable shield wall. Your prowess on the field of battle had carried them this far, but there was one more step before total victory. Both the armies inspired schemes to take the Bastard City. Which did you support? Okay. So we have burn the city. Assaults on the main gate. So no fortification would be able to stand in our way. And this way we get the ability Warrior's Respite once per encounter. Reduce damage, but heal. Okay. Alternatively, Searing Palm. It's fire move. And last one is Mixed Band. We get Concealing Shadows. Makes me invisible. You know, I'm gonna lean for the Warrior's Respite. Healing is hard sometimes. Anyway, with heroic courage and legendary determination, the disfavored battered the gates of the Bastard City to splinters. Those who fell under the constant hail of arrows or cascades of boiling pitch left the battlefield temporarily, only to appear hours later as Archon Graven Ash's protection healed their numerous wounds. In time, the gates gave way, and Kyrus' forces spilled inside the city walls with resounding cheers of victory. I don't think we're actually going to see legit gameplay in the first episode here, guys. However, this is kind of stylish. I like this. Okay, so the Bastard City settled into a new state of normalcy, with every tower displaying Kyrus' banner. Your name was whispered alongside rumors of decorated career to come. The armies divided into two fronts and migrated south. Tunon sent word that you were to join the next frontier of Kyrus' conquest, either as judge and overseer of the settlement of Leviathan's Crossing, or as a war advisor with the armies advancing into the realm of Apex. Alright. So we get to be judge and overseer of the settlement, Tunon's Crossing, or we attack. Nah, we're a war mage. We're going to Apex. We're a battle kind of guy. Okay. This is really stylish, though. I like this. I'm curious what all the what differences this all makes. Anyway, the mountain nation of Apex, ruled for generations by the queens of House Vendrian, stood at the heart of Tiers. No army could bypass the landlocked realm without leaving their flank exposed to attack. By the second year of the war, the disfavored and Scarlet Chorus had pushed deep into the Tiers. Elements of both armies were dispatched to conquer Apex. Tunon assigned you to accompany them, tasked with bringing Kyrus' law to the territory, as well as keeping an eye on both armies. So, we can do Battle of Edging Pass, or Denial of Strength. New School of Mages presented problems and opportunities. Okay, School of Water Mages, loyal to the Tiersmen, posed a substantial threat. The disfavored wished to annihilate the school of the Scarlet Chorus and insist on capturing them, learning their craft, or you know, I'm gonna go with this one for the time being. Let's capture some mage elders. Okay, so though countless lives were lost, taking the mages into custody, the Scarlet Chorus praised your name as they dragged the beaten elders of the school to the voices of Nerat's tent. As a wave of screams and incoherent pleas reached their crescendo, the Scarlet Chorus's soldier outside cheered for their Archon. The disfavored adjourned their camp in grim silence, claiming the chorus it lacked the will and desire to fully wipe out all traces of the enemy school. Magic. Okay. Enemy captain or poisoning the well. So, hoping to break the siege, Scarlet Chorus agents poisoned Apex water supplies in secret. However, days later, uninformed disfavored scouts died of illness, outrage, the failure of communication. The disfavored demanded that the chorus agents be turned over to them. Now let's go with this one. Okay. I like this one instead. When Kyros's forces captured a celebrated enemy hero, the armies bickered over his fate. The disfavored wanted to set him free to convince his peers of Kyros's mercy, and the Scarlet Chorus wanted him flayed and staked as an example. Okay. You agreed with the disfavored plan and sent the enemy captain back with a message. All those who surrendered or cooperated would be treated with deserving respect of all subjects of Kyros's peace. Shocked by your clemency, the enemy captain vowed to deliver his message in full and paid his respects before departing the encampment. Though typically more uncompromising, the disfavored praised your innovative thinking. The Scarlet Chorus despised what they viewed as resources wasted, only to release a known enemy back into the wild. Okay, with the armies of Apex, with the defeat of Apex and inevitability, the armies of Kyros met to discuss how to put an end to this stage of the conquest. Both armies agreed to send an offer of parley. Along with their acceptance, the enemy requested that you appear at the meeting. Word of your fair dealings had apparently spread to their ranks. How did you orchestrate the surrender of the realm of Apex? Let's see. Okay, through days of meditation, you negotiated, or mediation. You negotiated the surrender of the valley to Kyros's forces, putting an end to further bloodshed. Your former enemies were loath to part with their lands, but they're even more reluctant to continue a war that they were losing every turn. The Tearsmen are a stubborn lot, and despite their grim situation, it still took days of discussions and diplomacy to show them the madness of tenacity. On the third day of mediation, the rulers of Apex finally submit to your terms of surrender, putting an end to the war in the valley and freeing up Kyros's forces to march deeper into the tiers. For those of you that haven't heard me read things before, I'm mildly dyslexic, I think, and it kind of messes with me. Anyway, so we got three options here. So, the land of Apex finally rested in the hands of Kyros's forces. The Scarlet Chorus paused to revel in victory while the disfavored prepared for the next fight, affording themselves but an evening's rest. Kyros's armies radiated out from the conquered citadel and worked their way across the tiers. The disfavored and Scarlet Chorus aimed to dominate as much territory as possible in the coming year. Your distinguished reputation in Kyros's military left the choice of your next destination yours to make. Okay, so we got Stalwart. Azure or Vellum Citadel. I'm going to go with the Vellum Citadel. Kyros's conquering gaze fell upon the Vellum Citadel, its treasures, its knowledge, its secrets. Okay. The Vellum Citadel was an archive and library of massive scale. Its inhabitants were known as the School of Ink and Quill, a circle of mages that centuries ago carved out their own mountainous refuge on lands unsettled by other major realms. Legends said that the Citadel housed a treasure trove of arcane knowledge. The Overlord's spies infiltrated the school and confirmed as much. The time was ripe to send a detachment to the great library fortress and force the scholars to yield to Kyros. Okay, chain of command, peaceful surrender turned bloody, or Siren's song ensnared some stealthy sages. Okay, Siren, Archon of Song, used her power to enthrall enemy mages who crept beyond the citadel walls. After Kyros's forces rounded up the arcane practitioners, the disfavored began executing the new captives before they could share dangerous knowledge. A crime under Kyrus's Law with the Scarlet Chorus. So we have muzzle the mages. You calm the disfavored with a compromise. The sages' mouths would be bound with iron brittles, preventing them from leaking their forbidden knowledge, or... yeah, let's just muzzle them. Okay, as the disfavored fitted the sages with their restraining masks, the Scarlet Chorus openly criticized the suppression of enemy intelligence. You gave the soldiers a stern lesson in Kyrus's laws and the sensitive treatment of forbidden knowledge. But that didn't stop the whispering and rumors that the Conquest was being mismanaged. Okay, write a command. Compose songs of strength and provoke to bloody slaughter, or... Spymaster's agents. Suspicions arose when the sages surrendered. A group of enemy mages surrendered to the disfavored, claiming to be spies loyal to the voices in Herat. No one in the army could verify the claim. The disfavored readied to interrogate the mages, but the Scarlet Chorus protested, demanding that the prisoners be given their custody. They couldn't risk the voices of Herat's secrets falling into the wrong hands. Disfavored custody. Scarlet Chorus. I'm favoring the disfavored pretty hard here. I think I'm just going to keep up with it. It might give me some problems, but I also don't know. Anyway, so though it meant angering the Scarlet Chorus, the mages were disfavored property. They remained in custody while you reviewed their claims. You took time poring over the mages' confiscated documents, finding no blatant messages to the voices of Herat or anyone else. You resolved to question the mages yourself. When you reached their cells, you discovered the bodies. Each of them had been slaughtered in a grisly display. Tense discussion and accusations followed, but with no evidence to suggest a responsible party, you were forced to let the matter drop. Okay, the Edict of Fire. Crestfallen by the preferential treatment you showed the disfavored, the Scarlet Chorus retreated deeper into the mountains, leaving your detachment with the skeleton crew. Tunon sent word that Kyrus's patience had run thin. The Overlord would cast an Edict of Fire on the enemy. The parchment arrived in a slender case of engraved iron. Written on it, the words of a spell powerful enough to destroy the Vellum Citadel. You had the choice of when to read the edict. Reading it at sunrise would offer your enemies no warning of the devastation to come. You could also wait until sunset, giving them ample time to flee or make amends. Edict of Fire. Give 1 day's warning. Okay. Claiming they still had spies within the Citadel, the Scarlet Chorus urged you to warn the mages of the Overlord's edict. Granting their request, you met with the enemy under a blue flag of peace and warned them of their doom, giving the Chorus spies and enemy a chance to run. Okay, let's go with that one, just because. You confronted the mages with a warning, and hoped the message was received. The hour before sunset, numerous figures were spotted fleeing the Citadel. As the sun dipped under the horizon, you read the words of the edict, and the earth shook. Red-orange light glowed in the foundation of the sprung Citadel. Bubbling up from under the library, a torrent of lava heaved with explosive force, gushing from windows and between loose bricks, melting winding trenches in surrounding land. Days later, the flames still raged on, the conflagration continually fed and renewed by the power of the edict. Whoops. I was there for secrets, but I guess I destroyed it. Okay, the armies of Kyrus left the devastation of Vellum Citadel in silence. From that day forward, the Tears came to know the once noble Citadel as the Burning Library. This was an undisputed loss of resources, knowledge, culture, and life, but a message had been sent. The Overlord will not tolerate defiance. You didn't have long to rest before Tunon called you into service once more. You were one of the last to depart from the mountains, and you journeyed off. And as you journeyed off, you spotted a few campfires in the mountains. They were mere specks, dwarfed by the inferno, the last gasps of survivors, or perhaps looters from Kyrus' armies, bored and daring enough to pick up the ashes, or pick through the ashes. Okay. And we've got one more. Erase your progress and start over. Okay, I really wish I could save and try that last section again just to see. But at the same time, I do like the idea of having a burnt library town. So let's go with that one. Who knows? It could give us a really interesting area to explore, or it could totally just waste things. That is a statue that is crying blood. That is horrifying. Yeah, we're 33 minutes in and we haven't actually done any gameplay whatsoever. Whoops. Well, whatever. It's interesting. It's a good way to do backstory and get your character written in, as opposed to being some kind of unassociated boob that nobody knows about that just shows up and starts slaying dragons and saving the world, and everybody's like, "Oh, the hero!" In this case, we're just some random schmuck. I'm kind of okay with that, as long as things fit well.